and gentlemen, please, will you bring your attention to me? Feels like it's been a while since I've been able to say that. Alright, sorry for the late stream. It's been a day. I do not even want to bother going into what exactly the kind of crap I've had to deal with today, but hopefully I won't have to deal with it again, and if I do, hopefully it won't be anytime soon. So welcome back to my conclusion of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. If you joined me yesterday, you witnessed Zell and I finish A Realm Reborn completely for the most part, at least MSQ wise. Hello there, Betch. General Bachobe. We finished the MSQ portion of A Realm Reborn through the patchwork. We had done a little side content with the 24-man raid and the Bahamut coils. And just so I can have it on record, I decided I wanted to do just a little bit extra. So we're doing the job quests of A Realm Reborn. And I've been trying to think like how I wanted to do this because there's a lot. And I also want to do the Hildebrand Mandeville stuff for ARR. So what I decided to do is I'm basically going to do this in kind of like a 3 or 4 part segment. So the first, it's basically welcome to part 1 of Extreme Job Hunting, Ul'dah edition. We're going to be covering the job quest story of the jobs that were introduced in Ul'dah at ARR. So Gladiator / Paladin, Thaumaturge Black Mage, Pugilist Monk. Next time I do this, I will cover the Gridania section, which will be Lancer Dragoon, Archer Bard, and Conjurer White Mage. And then I think I will cover Limsa last because of how weird that is with Marauder Warrior, Rogue Ninja, and Arcanist Scholar Summoner. And then I will wrap up with Hildebrand because, ironically enough, Hildebrand can be kind of long, but I counted and it's only like 20 quests. So I can make that its own little stream. So that being said, there's about, if I remember correctly, about 11 quests per job from level 1 to level 50. So we're going to be attempting to do about 30 or so quests today. So with that, all being said, there's going to be a lot to do here. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We are going to start with Black Mage. And this way, when Final Fantasy XIV eventually does wrap up and we can no longer log into Eorzea and explore with friends, I've got fond memories of stuff I can go and look back on. So let's go ahead and do this. Hello, Zell. Thank you for being here. So we're going to go kind of main area proper here before I switch to New Game Plus. I also kind of want to check one thing. So raids. Hildebrand. I don't know how much of this stuff I'm gonna cover. I will eventually do the role quest stuff, and obviously I don't have the crafter stuff. Again, some of these I'm not sure exactly how they fit, so I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna do these. But I do know Zell and I, we covered Binding Coils. We're going to be doing Alexander, Omega. I don't know if we'll cover the Beyond part. Same with kind of the epilogue stuff. The good news is I, again, with having streamed Shadowbringers Onward, I won't have to do these two since I've already streamed these. Same thing with Eden and Pandemonium. Zell and I will have to talk about the other stuff here, because like Warring Triad, Four Lords, I don't know how much they actually pertain to the story, so I don't know whether or not those are covered. I know I did cover the trials for the weapons because of, you know, they were new content, so I'm pretty sure I have those on stream somewhere. Hildebrand I will be covering. These ones kind of pertain to certain aspects of the Ender game stuff, so Tales of the Dragoon I think was like end of Heaven's Ward-ish. End of Shadowbringers, kind of wrap up a storyline. Have no intention of doing that. Roll Quest, maybe. These ones only appeared if you actually did all of the roll quests. I don't know what the Void... Oh, okay, this one, I vaguely remember this one. Obviously I haven't really done much of the variant stuff. But yeah, so like... There were job quests up to about Shadowbringers, and then they went officially with role quests. And there wasn't much. So... And then Scholar Summoner, I'm not really sure. Yeah, because it goes Arcanist, and then Part 1. And then Healer. Yeah, it just has a Scholar, so it diverges from there. So we'll figure something out, but... And then we'll also cover the role quest at some point. So, alright, so... Thaumaturge Black Mage. The funeral rites of the Order of Ul'dah have been focused and refined into what is known today as Thaumaturgy, and the five brothers who lead the Thaumaturgy guilds have elected to offer you instruction in the dark art. The arrival of the sixth brother, however, serves to complicate your training. So you want to be a thaumaturge? Oh, I mean, technically I already am, but it's nice to revisit this. The other thing is that's going to suck with this is the fact that I'm pretty sure there is no spoken dialogue for any of this. So there's going to be a lot of reading. So, welcome to the Thaumaturge's Guild. I'm Azarneth Ossuary. Welcome to the Thaumaturge's Guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here, friend. Within these hallowed halls, the arts of devastation are taught. Primeval magics with which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you would join our ranks and wield the power of thaumaturgy, I urge you to seize this moment and confide in me your arcane ambitions. Yes. Yes, there truly was no other answer, was there? Lean closer now, and I shall whisper to you of thaumaturgy's beginnings. The nation of Ul'dah inherited its traditions from ancient Belladia, a city founded by the descendants of the first mages. The secrets of these illustrious sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Ul'dah, who have passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries of use in the Order's funeral rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged as the art we now know as thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse the corpse, a bolt of lightning, to expel the sins of mortal life. The druomers employed in the preparation of the dead are equally efficacious, when applied to the living. Thus does our guild thrive in the depths of the Alzernath ossuary, a sanctuary devoted to Thal, the divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer? If you would plumb the abyssal depths of thaumaturgy, let our learned sages guide your descent. But before you leap into the darkness, you must prove to our guildmasters that you are possessed of the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon that which waits therein. When you are ready to submit to the judgment of our most eminent mages, say the word. Well, adventurer, will you join our guild, or do you presume to ignore the urgings of impatient destiny? A wise decision indeed. To prepare for your initiation, I would have you study the volumes of fundamental thaumaturgical principle, all 108 of them. Or at least I would, if such requirements had not been abolished. Too great a deterrent to fresh novices, they said. I suppose you shall just have to settle for calling upon the collective wisdom of our guildmasters. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house. Though they all wield supreme authority, it is the eldest who provides a singular voice for the guild when one is required. Master Kokobigo, I believe. I also don't think I will be providing much in the way of voices this time around, so. What? Oh, Saul's teeth, man. Did your mother never tell you not to startle a thaumaturge? Look at that expectant face, Kokobiogo. This gentleman is obviously a new applicant for the guild, seeking audience with our eldest brother. Oh, prelate Yayaki. She can recite the 307 verses of the funerary rites for the virtuous fallen, but the simple task of keeping our name straight seems ever beyond her grasp. Well, I, for one, find the constant confusion endlessly entertaining. My apologies, good sir. My merriment was not meant to mock your mistake. It is our sibling Kokobuki, with whom you should speak. What's this? Thou has led us a new aspirant? Ah, Kokobuki. Were you here the entire time? Greetings, child. I am Kokobuki, the eldest, and I would venture to say, the wisest, of the 5 masters of the Thaumaturgist Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our would-be initiates with a succinct understanding of our beloved art. Thus, I would have your fullest attention. To wield thaumaturgy is to unleash devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceeds the destructive capability of any other form of arcane manipulation. Fire, lightning, blizzards, somnolence. The thaumaturge calls upon an expansive arsenal of offensive incantations to incapacitate and obliterate all manner of adversaries. Open your mind to our sorcerer's teaching, and you too shall hold the unparalleled power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course, such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge headfirst into the forbidding chasm of thaumaturgy's secrets. For advancement in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trials. I ask you now, aspirant, are you prepared to leap into the abyss in pursuit of power unrivaled? Are you prepared to leap into the abyss? Yes. A confident response. Your name, if you will. Very well, Strife. Let us mark your initiation with 3 eminently practical gifts. My first gift to you shall be an addition to your hunting log, the names of such enemies that will prove suitable to your training as a thaumaturge. The second and third gifts are the scepter and shield, instruments you shall need to focus the destructive force of your will. Remember back when frickin' Black Mage had a shield? Did you believe your initiation over? My dear disciple, we have only just begun. Take your new weapons in hand, and I will set you forth upon your first trial. Thaumaturge unlocked. And of course, I've got to unequip This is gonna suck. The scepter well complements the avid desire for destructive power written upon your features. Now, we shall complete your initiation with a trial to test the limits of your aptitude for channeling thaumaturgy. Huge hornets, star marmots, and snapping shrews inhabit this land in abundance. Exercise your sorceress might and slay 3 of each of these creatures before returning to my side. Oh man, and I freaking default to the old school hotbar. Ugh. That just looks horrible. The sad part is I'm not even gonna bother trying to fix it. I'm just gonna try and make it work for the first 30 levels, since that's when I go back to Black Mage anyway. Alright, so let's kill some stuff. Bye. Bye. See ya. Oh, I pissed off a turtle. I pissed off a turtle. So we're looking for snapping shrews, which are over here, of course. Calm down, turtle. Alright, and technically at this point I haven't been able to fly, but for the sake of not wasting gil and the time of running back, it's gonna be fun. I'm so looking forward to going to do some of these over again. Because I remember a lot of the class quests had some really good storylines. You have the satisfied look of a mage who has utterly vanquished his foes, Strife. Strife, I formally welcome you into the Brotherhood of Thaumaturges. The purpose of this trial was to gauge your capacity for wielding thaumaturgy, an innate quality the limits of which are bound by the level of the etheric energy flowing through your physical being. Aether, the very stuff of life, exists within all living creatures to a greater or lesser extent. Remember this, for it is the most basic law of arcane manipulation. As your experience grows, so shall your reserves of thaumaturgical endurance. The wellspring of your magical might will also swell in response to moments of extreme terror and duress. When you find yourself seeking greater challenge, when next you crave the thrill of exquisite fear, that is when you shall know the time has come for you to visit me once more. Your burgeoning power strains against the confines of your untried mortal shell, another trial you must have. From this day forth, your tasks and challenges will be shaped by the teachings found within Thaumaturgy, the Yawning Abyss, a tome penned by the renowned thaumaturge Zozomaya. My brothers, who have not once tasted the bitter drought of defeat, will instruct you on the vital lessons to be gleaned from the 4 extensive chapters that comprise this exemplary work. Much shall you learn about the threats with which a practitioner of our art must contend. The first chapter, The Threat of Intimacy, falls within Kokobyogo's purview. It is only fitting that one so averse to being approached should teach you the wisdom to be uncovered therein. Alright, Coco Byogo. Ah! Yes, Strife, I've been expecting you. Allow me to read you the pertinent passages from the opening chapter of Zozomaya's Guide. The threat of intimacy. Ah, how magnificent the potent power we wield. Roaring flames, piercing ice, and shocking bolts are matched not by fist or sword or spear. But the burly warrior waxes fearsome with every closing step. Fish shatter bones, blades slice through flesh, spears puncture soft bellies. Know you this threat and stand you apart from such men. That last part makes me queasy no matter how often I recite it. The lesson, however, should be obvious. Keep your distance from your foes. Apart from the agony of being hit, or stabbed, or worse, you'll have a devil of a time completing an incantation with an enemy flailing his weapons at your person. Thus the wise thaumaturgist always strikes from afar. The farther, the better. Now, let us proceed with your trial. Take this dried fish and set it down in the vicinity of the Silver Bazaar. Next, simply draw back to a comfortable distance and wait for a vulture to swoop in to feed. That's when you ambush the nasty creature with a barrage of deadly spells. Once you have slain the scavenger, be sure to retrieve a generous slice of the vulture meat for Fafafono. He doesn't mind us conducting trials so close to his shop so long as he's properly compensated. Yes, Strife, we pay him in sorcery-blasted birdfish flesh. Right, okay. To Western Tunnelin! Doggy. Not best doggy, depending on who you ask, but doggy. How goes the RP, Zell? Good Tesla locked and currently. Aha. Say goodbye. Good Tesla locked and currently with Tesla's first meeting, and I love it. You're done making use of my testing grounds, are you? Cough up the fee, then. There's nothing so tender as a bit of meat pummeled with wanton wizardry. Nice doing business with you, Thaumaturge. Did you say Thaumaturge? Has this mage just completed a guild trial? Ah, Master Alchemist, what brings you out to our bazaar this fine morning? The gentleman here just slew himself a plump vulture. He'd be surprised at how many of these scepter-wielding sorcerers end up sliced to ribbons by beak and talon. That's not the sort of flesh I have a taste for, you understand? My brothers, not again. Back to the Thaumaturge's Guild. Bam, 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 bam. Ah, welcome back, Strife. You seem to have done well. Both eyes intact, face appears unshredded. It truly is the most terrible feeling to have one's casting interrupted by heinous injury. It's one of the easiest trials, if you ask me. Keep well away from pointy, slashy, bashy things if you want to reach the end of an arcane utterance. That's just common sense. Fortune favors the fighter who flings fire from afar. I simply love the look of loathing leveled at me by the distant duelist distressed by my deadly downpour. We thaumaturges excel at offense but fail miserably at defense. Our most effective strategy is to topple our adversaries with overwhelming force before they have a chance to respond. Honor is for knights and dead mages. Strife, your studies appear to be progressing nicely. It won't be long before you dominate the battlefield as an avatar of sorcerous destruction. So it's true, Buki. Don't try to hide from me, Byogo, or you, Bonnie, or Bezzy, or Boa. Kokobus, what are you doing here? You promised. You promised you would teach me next. Well, yes, of course we did, Bessie, but Strife here was the most insistent. Once again, you brush me aside in the hopes that I abandon my heart's desire. Why do you deny me? I hate you, all of you. Please, Busi, you shouldn't say such hurtful things. You know how delicate Byogo is. That was Kokobusi, our youngest brother. He so dearly wishes to become a thaumaturge like the rest of us, but it simply isn't possible. The poor boy's etheric levels are pitifully low. We thought we had convinced him to accept fate's cruel quirks when he entered the Alchemist Guild, but he yet yearns to walk the path of thaumaturgy. Such is Kokobusi's determination that he spends all his waking moments experimenting with alchemical concoctions, seeking a method by which he can expand his capacity for arcane manipulation. Well, this is obviously not your concern. Back to the abyss with you, young thaumaturge, and I mean that in the most encouraging manner possible. The threat of paucity. Yes, Strife, yes. The aura of power surrounding you is palpable. The glare begins to blind my thaumaturge's eye. Your lesson today shall be by Kokobani. Go to him and hear from the chapter entitled The Threat of Paucity. So, Strife, you've come to learn at the foot of the third eldest brother, have you? I promise you, however, your education shall not be third-rate. Let us read from the second chapter, shall we? Are you settled? No last-moment trips to the privy. Very well. The threat of paucity. Ah, how magnificent the ruthless power we wield. Flame devours ice entombs, and lightning courses through the stricken bodies of our foes. But oh, such desperation when the wellspring runs dry, wellspring. Flame sputters out, ice melts in the flesh, and lightning sparks no longer. Know you this threat, and mind you the limits of your mortal vessel. A terrifying thought, isn't it? A thaumaturge who has exhausted his arcane reserves is not but a man with a stick and a funny hat. For we mages, you may as well equate the etheric energy flowing through our veins with our very lifeblood. Should a battle find us lacking in the precious resource, we are as good as dead. Controlling the expenditure of your power requires an understanding of etheric balance. The scales can tip in one of two directions, astrally or umbrally. When your mind and spirit lean in an umbral direction, your thaumaturgy is affected by a state known as umbral ice. The potency of your spells is diminished, but they also require less energy to invoke. On the other hand, a thaumaturge in the astral fire state will find the potency of his incantations enhanced, but at a greater cost to his etheric stamina. Now, with the concepts of etheric balance and affliction casting foremost in your mind, I bid you go forth and slay 8 Fs. Pray do your best to stay alive. It reflects badly on me when the mauled corpse of one of my pupils is returned to the ossuary. Yep, Cedra. I pissed off an antling shoulder above ground. That's kind of funny. Back to the Thaumaturge Guild we go. Save some time, use the Aetherite Shard to go back to the Thaumaturge Guild. Thankfully, most of these have an Aetherite close enough that it just makes it a little easier to get into. It almost kind of makes me wish there was a thing back in the day where it's just like you have a ticket, like you know, like the Vesper Bay tickets, where you could just teleport directly back to your guild. Ah, you arrived before me, upright and breathing. Wonderful. It is so much simpler to pose questions to a student without having to resort to necromantic divination. Tell me, Strife, what action would you take if you found your thaumaturge golem healing himself in the midst of battle? What would you do if your mana ran out during battle? Brandish my scepter as a club? No, flee. Most practical indeed. A discreet withdrawal to await the replenishment of your energies is a sound strategy. But should there be nowhere left to run, a vial of ether can be your stoutest ally. Ah, ether, the drought of the gods. We thaumaturges, indeed, any who practice the art of arcane manipulation, value this substance above all others. Thus it was with unbridled fury that we received the most recent report of Beastman activity. Seems an Ul'dah raiding party has attacked a caravan on the trade routes and made off with an entire crate of precious ether. The time has come for you to put your new knowledge to the test. Annihilate these Ul'dah bandits and retrieve the cargo of ether-filled vials. According to the report, an armored war transport was last spotted to the south of Drybell. And I believe Kokabuki has an additional request. While you're busy incinerating Ul'dah, be sure to collect some samples of their blood, assuming you can draw any from their smoking remains. Alright, Eastern Thonolin then. no. Fiddle around, fiddle around. Freeze. Got it. That was easy. The perks of being an overpowered thaumaturge. These quests go quickly. The nice thing about New Game Plus is being overpowered and stuff. It does make some of the kill grind go a little easier. So it does kind of shorten time a little bit. Do I detect the scent of ether? And I trust that stench is Amalja blood. Yes, of course. 1 second, folks. Alright, we do have to take a quick BRB here. Papa Strife is going to be home here in a second and need some help bringing some stuff in since his knee is bothering him, so I will quickly BRB. And we're back. Oh, 10 vials, 20, 30. The sight of so much aether is just so very comforting. What have we here, Kokobani? Is this the crate that was stolen? I see Strife's lessons have had the desired effect. I will assume the vile, vicious liquid you have there is beastman blood. Kokobushi should be pleased. Kokobuki, you left word for me to visit the Orcery. Have you finally decided to begin my training in thaumaturgy? Oh, Kokobushi. Good for you to come. Strife here was kind enough to obtain a supply of Ul'dah blood for you. An alchemist acquaintance of mine explained how you had been using the substance in your research to create a mana-amplifying elixir. Naturally, we are most interested in the results of such experiments. So you see, Busi, your work as an alchemist already puts you in a position to work alongside us. You needn't become a thaumaturge to be part of our family. That's right, Busi. Besides, the battlefield is a dangerous place, and our skills are not exactly suited to keeping others safe from harm. I see. This is but another attempt to dissuade me from pursuing my true calling. I do not want to cheer you on from the safety of my workbench. I want to fight at your side. But, Busi, we just cannot stand the thought of you being harmed. Pray do not do anything foolish. I do apologize, brother. I sometimes forget how difficult it must be not having a natural aptitude for the arcane arts. As I mentioned before, Strife, Kokobushi is dangerously unsuited to the wielding of a thaumaturgy. Even with the proper training, he would be unable to cast magics as we can. Were he to attempt to force a manifestation of the power, the strain on his etheric reserves would likely kill him. But let us not dwell on this unpleasant circumstance. For you, on the other hand, are brimming with thaumaturgic potential. Remain diligent in your studies and do not cease in your efforts to expand your wellspring of power. The Coco Quintuplets. The threat of superiority. Come, Strife, the yawning abyss beckons once more. Today, Coco Bezzi will instruct you from the chapter entitled The Threat of Superiority. You are come for your lesson, Strife? Then heed well my words. The threat of superiority. Ah, how magnificent the intimidating power we wield. Flames sear the air, ice frost the ground, and lightning flashes with blinding incandescence. But not all are cowed by our elemental fury. Ignite not your flames, summon not your ice, and strike not with your lightning. Knowing you this threat, and stay your hand against such foes. Once you cut away all the overblown imagery, the passage draws attention to an important tactic. A wise thaumaturge does not engage in battle against opponents he cannot defeat. A fine example would be avoiding conflict with Ul'dah's multitude of furious merchants. These soulless, ravening creatures are afflicted with the madness of insatiable avarice. Do you perhaps recall the crate of ether you retrieved from the Ul'dah bandits? Well, a number of irate peddlers have arrived at the guild with the gall to demand a recompense for the few measly vials we emptied as our just reward. Alright, yes, we drank the entire bloody box, but the point is that the guild cannot presently afford to pay such a sum. Thus, I pass on to you the secret of my last and most potent defense. Shameless weeping. I'm not speaking of a few tears here. I want you to stride right up to these tyrannical traitors and cry your eyes out. You what? You what, man? Really? Okay. Where's cry? I haven't used cry in a while. You needn't cry about a few vials of ether, lad. I'll tell ye what, you dry your eyes for me and I'll take care of the old loss out of me own purse. Alright, son. I know you're the one who chased down those Amasha brutes for us. I'll let it go this one time for your sake. I gotta cry like a bitch. It's not that... Oh dear, I'm not angry at you, you understand? It's those 5 aether-addled brothers I take issue with. You tell them the next time this happens, I'll have the price taken out of their unprincipled hides. At this point, I think I should be an actor. Is there an actor job in the game? A masterful performance, Strife. The sniffling was a nice touch. You will, however, encounter foes who are unmoved by such piteous wailings. Take this recent request, for instance, which I have nominated serve as your next trial. A team of scholars has asked for a thaumaturge to destroy a cursed relic they unearthed known as Mormos Urn. While pottery is, by and large, immune to tears, it is the Alacran thieves that subsequently stole it, if that concerns you. The Alacran are an organization of criminals not normally known for their gentle or understanding dispositions. Rather than attempting to engage an entire gang of thugs, I would suggest you neutralize the threat to your person with a well-timed sleep spell. The Alacran have been seen traveling in the southeast of Drybone. Find them and destroy the urn they carry. Alright. Back to Eastern Tunneling. I almost kind of want to sit there and do like a tier list of like which one was the best job story for ARR. And a solo instance at that. Strife, a moment if you please. Pray allow me to shatter that urn. I thought that if I assisted you with your task, then my brothers might finally deign to take me seriously, so I followed you. What have we got here then? A couple of nosy sand rabbits that are about to get skinned? No, dear gods, where did they come from? Alright, you take a nap. Yay, duty complete. That was simply incredible, Strife. I wish I could wield the same sort of power. I became an alchemist in the hopes of creating some manner of mana-amplifying elixir, but all my efforts have been for naught. The results have been far too mild to make any difference. I'll never be a thaumaturge like my brothers at this rate. I'll forever be the pitiful, powerless little sibling. Mormo's urn. If I destroy it, then maybe my family will see what I'm capable of. Wait! Don't you dare break my urn! What the? Did that piece of pottery just talk? Are you Mormo, the Void Scent? Well, yes, I am Mormo. But I'm one of the nice Void Scent. It was the nasty ones that sealed me up in here for helping a mortal. If you would be so kind as to open the lid of my urn, I would be happy to grant you a wish. Anything you desire. Fortune, fame. I'm not really interested in fame or fortune, but perhaps there is one thing. I'd like to have etheric power to equal that of my brothers. Power, is it? A perfectly acceptable wish. In fact, I sense the latent ability buried deep within your spirit. It will be a simple thing for me to turn it loose. What more is there to think about? Open the lid! And yet we just kind of stand there and watch. Well, I don't feel different at all. I think Mormo may have been lying. Come, Strife, it's time we were leaving. Oh, weren't we supposed to break this urn? And that is that. Yes, this will be such fun. And, I mean, it would be nice to return home after all this excitement. Yeah, so, brothers, we may have a problem with your brother. No need to alarm you, but I think he's been possessed by a void scent. Just saying. Welcome back, Strife. I'm glad to see you making a habit out of not dying. Before we discuss your trial further, however, I would ask you about Kokobusi. When I saw him but a few moments ago, he seemed odd. Well, odder than usual. Would you happen to know aught of it? He joined me at my trial. Busi, was that your trial? It is extraordinarily dangerous and foolish to interfere with the thaumaturgist's training. I shall have to scold him most heartily. Such unpleasantries aside, I am impressed that you claimed victory in spite of this unexpected development. The teachings of the Yawning Abyss have served you well. With your experience and control thus demonstrated, I believe you are ready to add a new spell to your repertoire. Scathe. This elementally neutral blast of force will prove effective against all manner of opponents. As I'm sure you are eager to test this incantation's efficiency, I shall grant you leave to return to your training. I pity the next hostile creature that crosses your path. Scathe, probably one of the most forgettable Black Mage skills. Strife, you're safe. I feared you had fallen victim to the Mage Slayer. Have you not heard of the recent state of gruesome killings taking place within Ul'dah? Each case involves at least one dead thaumaturge, and every corpse is found bloody, battered, and utterly drained of etheric energy. Ill tidings aside, I'm glad to see you alive and glowing with vitality. It is time for you to delve into the final chapter of the Yawning Abyss. Kokoboha, or Boha, our second youngest sibling, will read to you the Threat of Perplexity. Greetings, Strife. Are you once more prepared to peruse the pages of Power and Peril? Then let us begin. The Threat of Perplexity. Ah, how magnificent the daunting power we wield. Flames pursue, ice transfixes, and lightning dances into the ranks of our enemies. But what terror descends when, from all sides, those ranks close? Flames are smothered, ice crushed, and lightning grounded. Know you this threat? And where you the multitudinous foe? Is the point of this passage readily apparent? It would be most problematic, for example, should you meet this malefic mage slayer and he or she proves to be multiple murderers. What a thaumaturge needs is a thick-set thrall, or courageous companion to accompany him in cases where collective cronies are expected. Now, as for your trial, Kokoboha! Pray allow me to suggest a practical course for Strife's training. The town is buzzing with the news of yet more slaughtered thaumaturges, their mutilated bodies found fouling the waters of Nafka's wells. I would have Strife aid me in hunting down the culprit while the trail is yet fresh. Strife may have tolerated your interruption of his trial the last time, Lucy, but you're hardly the handy henchman he needs to clear such a hazardous hurdle. Your concerns are understandable, brother. If it would allay your fears, I can introduce Strife to a valiant warrior who recently entered my employ. You have secured the services of a stalwart swordsman. Then that would indeed be in line with learning the lesson of the day, perhaps. Come now, Strife. Let us be about our business before Kokoboha has a change of heart. I'll be waiting for you in Nafika's Wells. Was that Kokobussy? This would be like old RP Ramik's worst nightmare. A guild run by Lalafels. Where are you, little Lalafell bastard? Ah, Strife, so good of you to come. My Rogadin friend here is the warrior I mentioned back at the Orcery. Now, there's no time to waste. Why don't you head into the stream and examine the bodies of the slain mages? I would go with you, but with my delicate stomach, I fear I might contaminate the scene. Remember, you're looking for anything that might help us track down this killer. Okay. And look, there is a corpse. Where's Rain when I need him? The baseball bat has been sufficiently bloodied. Rain, rain, come and play. Beat the bots, make them go away. I promise I won't report you to the authorities. Did you uncover anything incriminating? The blood is yet slick to the touch. The slaughter must have been recent indeed. The villain may yet lurk nearby. Return to the creek where the bodies lay and linger for a time. I dare say your aura, saturated as it is with enticing etheric energy, will lure the mage slayer into the open. Have courage, Strife. Our burly companion stands ready to leap to your aid. I want to go this way. Aha, another instance. I don't remember there being as many instances in the class quests, but I could be wrong. Soul Sucker Imp. Owie! that takes care of that. I'm off to collect me coins. Simple enough. A little crazy, but okay. Mainly because I didn't use the sleep spell like I was supposed to, quote unquote. Yeah, screw this. Seems your partnership with our hired blade went splendidly. It is unfortunate, though, that one of the imps was able to flutter away. Oh, did you not notice? You wouldn't wish to report to Kokovoha with your trial but half finished, would you? Of course not. I'm afraid, however, that the rogue in it has already collected his recompense and departed for the nearest alehouse. What to do, what to do? Surely a thaumaturge of your caliber can handle a single imp, yes? If I'm not mistaken, it fled into that little cave over there. Hurry now before it slips away into some hidden nook or cranny. Hmm. That is not Kokobusi. Well, it is Kokobusi, but a Kokobusi possessed by a void scent that escaped from Mormo's urn, was feeding on the etheric energy of all those slain thaumaturges. And you, my dear mana-rich Strife, were to be next. I have wanted to absorb your delicious power since the moment we met. Ah, pity. This has been such an amusing charade. However, did you see through it? I am Kokobusi's brother. How could I not? It is time I destroyed you, Mormo, and put a stop to these sinister killings. As the eldest, I must take responsibility for my family's misadventures. A coward like you, destroying me? Your opening strike should have pierced my heart, but instead you aimed for the knife. Fear stays your hand. Fear that slaying me will also slay your sibling. Poor, spineless thaumaturge. I shall, however, leave you with a pleasant thought. It was Kokobusi's fervent wish to amass this power. He craved the arcane strength to stand beside his brothers as an equal. What a shame that he must now stand against you. Pains me to admit that there's some truth to that creature's words. I surrendered the perfect opportunity to end this, and have betrayed my own teachings. Return to the Orsera and report the completion of your trial, Strife. I will remain here for a time and gather my thoughts. The confliction when it involves family. Strife, Kokabuki's advised me of your adventures. It seems the Mage Slayer slithered away, but your stint with the Swordsman was nonetheless successful. Consider this chapter complete. Your time with our Tome of Teachings is at an end. Well, to be absolutely accurate, there is an addendum with additional advice, but Kokabuki considers it extracurricular. Even I dare not delve into those diabolical depths. I do not yet deign to die, you understand? I have yet to inform my brothers of Kokabusi's misfortune. I have yet to reconcile the maelstrom within my own mind. The most fundamental lessons of thaumaturgy demanded I slay the creature where it stood. It was the most opportune moment to strike. Minimal risk and victory all but assured. How many more will suffer for my hesitation and my cowardice? It will likely be some time, however, before Mormo resurfaces to kill again. Now that we have uncovered the deception, the Void Scent will seek a new hunting ground where Kokabusi's face is unknown. And though the respite may be brief, I must devote this time to considering my next course of action. Pray leave me to my musings, Strife. Strife, I saw you coming this time. I've been more watchful since Kokabuki told us about the dreadful business with Kokabusi. We must locate our unfortunate younger sibling as soon as possible and deal with him. But Kokabuki is not his usual unflappable self. It frightens me to see our eldest so indecisive. Terrifies me, in fact. Perhaps you might speak with him and help banish this air of uncertainty? Strife, long have I agonized over Kokabusi's plight, and the measures I might take to extricate him from it. It would not do to call upon my thaumaturge colleagues. No, they would simply seek to obliterate my brother outright. Our teachings from the yawning abyss allow for no other alternative. There is, however, one tiny glimmer of hope. I have had word that the scholars who requested the destruction of Mormo's urn have returned from their expedition. They are currently in Camp Drybone, blowing the ink dry on their collective findings regarding that wretched void scent. I would ask that you go to these experts of otherworldly phenomena and beg permission to peruse their work. Alright, back to Drybone. If you seek the definitive work of Mormo, then seek no further. I have penned an in-depth analysis of a most cunning ritual, a method contrived by the mages of Eld to annihilate the soul of this especially potent void scent. When it comes to draining such a creature of its etheric energies, one must... but I have not the time to stand here explaining the intricacies of the shape arcane pottery. Here, take my chapter and read it at your leisure. Damn it, Tiana. Kato appears. Kato, I'm sorry. You're interested in reading our Book of Mormo? Of course. It would be a pleasure to share our findings with a fellow student of the Void Scent. Here's the first chapter, mine own humble contribution to our research. It tells the tale of how we became aware of the creature's existence and delves into the nature of the urn that imprisons the spell power. Single brain cell. Single brain cell. Anybody around here? No. Nope, nobody in there.
Anybody in here? Nope. Where is this last bugger? The only place he could be is probably in here. Aha! There he is. Or there she is. You wish to learn more, Mo? Right this instant. But we've barely... How did you... Well, I suppose I could spare a copy of my writings. We've already prepared several extra sets to share with potential publishers. I can well understand your curiosity. Mormo is truly fascinating. Even among the oddities of the Void Stone, she is far too powerful to make use of the tiny holes that open between our realities, and thus must send across only her spirit to possess a corpse or some other suitable host. You'll find it all explained there in the second chapter. Back to Ul'dah! I do kind of find it funny that we basically wrapped up the MSQ escaping Ul'dah, and the first place I choose to do the job hunting is Ul'dah. Kind of ironic. Do you have the 3 chapters of the Book of Mormo? Yes. The histories unearthed in the ruins of Ul'dah depict the suffering wrought by a singular powerful voidsent, the cunning and terrible seductress known as Mormo. With genius born of desperation, the mages of the now fallen city fashioned an urn that would drain and imprison the etheric vitality of any creature that laid a hand or claw upon it. Mormo, believing she was receiving a gift of appeasement from the beleaguered citizens, found her very essence drawn forth and trapped within the ensorcelled pot. Over the course of several centuries, the captive etheric energy was intended to weaken and dissipate, allowing any surviving descendants to safely shatter the urn and thus destroy Mormo's enervated spirit. The pot's lid was never to be opened again. To do so would release the ravenous voidsid, freeing her soul to enslave the nearest mortal vessel. As possession of this nature is irreversible, the only mercy afforded such a host should be a swift and decisive demise. This explains Mormo's fixation on the thaumaturgicide. Kokobusi's body provided little arcane sustenance for the weakened voidsent, forcing her to prey upon richer sources of aether to restore her hideous power. This morsel of information may prove most vital. In fact, it may be the only glimmer of hope our poor sibling has. Pray hand this work over to Kokobyogo. I shall be along momentarily. This is the work devoted to studying that nasty voidsent. I should hope it provides some hint of salvation. Kokobuki, these passages hold naught but misery and despair. Seems we have little choice but to employ our traditional approach. Though fraught with danger, there is one solution that promises an alternative killing Kokobusi. If we fail, however, it will likely mean death for us all. Who is this mad mage that poses as our eldest brother? One of avoiding the threats, of eliminating the risk. Is that not how we thaumaturgists do battle? With each passing moment, Mormo draws even closer to her full strength. It pains me even to suggest it, but we should strike now, Kokobuki, while the voidsent is yet feeble. I share that self-same sentiment. Sorrowful though it may be, we must slay our enslaved sibling, and soon. Listen, brothers. For my solution is thus. In return for releasing Kokobusi from Mormo's thrall, I will offer the voidsent the chance to glut herself on my mana. You cannot. That succubus will drain you to a lifeless husk, and such a feast will awaken all her terrible magics. The well of my power is vast. I wager Mormo's thirst will be slaked before my spirit fully runs dry. And the newly enlivened voidsent, she will then face the combined wrath of Strife and 4 guildmasters of thaumaturgy. How can we hope to prevail against this paragon of preternatural potency? We have always avoided adversaries against whom we held no advantage. The fault lies with me. Even I have encouraged such avoidance and taught only the wisdom of certain victory. This time we learned the courage to fight battles of unsure outcome. And it is you, Strife, that I ask to instruct us. There is yet one chapter left in the Yawning Abyss, one that is customarily hidden from newer members. Undertake the trial found within and show my brothers what it means to be brave. How can you ask such a thing of poor Strife, when even his guildmasters have yet to attempt the ghastly test? The arcane might you all possess is far greater than you believe. Strife, once you deem yourself prepared for the lesson of the true final chapter, meet us in the hallowed hall of Thal's Respite. And once again, back to Easter Dawn. And another instance. I regret having to drag you into our family's troubles, but I am confident that with the many and terrible trials you have bested already, you will prevail once more. The hidden chapter of the Yawning Abyss presents a trial that challenges the accumulated knowledge and skills of a single thaumaturge. You must employ all the tools at your disposal if you hope to seize victory this day. Let the trial commence. There is no escape from this abyss. The void spills into our realm. The final nightmare approaches. The Lord of Flies cometh. Duty complete. I want to say I remember that being harder, but I cannot stop shaking. But I think this may actually be excitement. Do you see now, my brothers? With the primal energies of thaumaturgy at your command, there is no threat which you cannot overcome. Perhaps there is a chance to save Kokobushi. I need to reconsider some of my strategies. Seems we have been wasting our potential. I would never have believed it possible for a mage to show such courage and live. What a wonder Strife was. I feel my fingers itching to fling fire with a fury. Imagine, my siblings, what towering enemies you might topple should you stand firm together. Thank you, Strife. Your inspiring display of magecraft has set the minds of my brothers reeling with new possibilities. Let us now return to the guild and discuss what is to come. Dun, 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 dun. Oh great, now it's raiding in Thonolin. Damn it, Kato. What a formidable team you shall make. Kokobyogo, Kokobani, Kokobezi, Kokoboha, Strife. Even Mormo must wither before the onslaught of your combined thaumaturgy. But before we engage the Void Scent, perhaps some time is needed for my brothers to unlearn their ingrained inclinations. Meanwhile, I suggest you hurl yourself into the chasm of your studies. Your fearless thaumaturgy is a beacon to us, after all. Fortune has favored us, Strife. Kokobushi has been spotted at Vesper Bay. We cannot let this opportunity pass us by. Head there with all due haste, and with you take these descriptions of my brother's likeness and Mormo's mannerisms. Relay this information to some of the local residents and see what you can find. To Western Thonolin. Woohoo! We don't have to go to Eastern. We can go to West Side. Damn it, Kato, it's raining in Western Thonolin too. What the hell, dude? Yeah, I'm blaming Kato now for the rain. What's that, son? You say you're looking for someone. I believe I saw your Lullafil in the company of a couple adventurers hailing from Limsa Laminsa, a marauder and a thaumaturge. Right, I hazard a guess. I think they were talking about seeing the area north of here. Check all around. There's lots of places for people to hide here when it comes to searching for somebody. Something I could do for you, stranger? Now that you mention it, I did see a Lullafil who matches this description. He was watching the fairies come in with more than a passing interest, looking to hire some adventurers or some such, I reckon. One more person. Where the hell are you? You're like right outside the gate here. I don't know. Oh. I don't think did I actually go in here and look? No. Welcome to the pissed pasty. Love, what can I get you? Information isn't. That little bloke was in here, bringing a blush to all the young maidens' cheeks. While he lacked in height, he certainly made up for boldness. Nothing more than one laugh at his army did. So Mormo has chosen this as her new hunting ground. The maidens seduced by the succubus will be prepared as vessels to hold her fully restored power. I fear they will have already been slain. As for the adventurers, well, I think you can imagine what Mormo intends for the thaumaturge. We must find and warn those unwitting lamentsons before the void set strikes again. We were told they might be headed north, yes? It would be best for you to follow suit. Still here. It's still here, somewhere close. Methinks, lad. Oh, ye head. Little bastard said he would give us the grand tour of Ul'dah. Yeah, it's been grand, all right. Please, he took me mate further north. Think he was muttering something about moon drip. Strife, what has befallen? Yeah, I sense the presence of Voidson, but it appears you have things well in hand. Yeah, he took him to moon drip. Mormo is in moon drip. Fitting place for the battle to come. It's time to finish this, my brothers. Kokobusi will be a slave to that fiend no longer. Yeah, sorry about that, Mr. Marauder. I shall approach Mormo first, as we discussed. If the bargaining proceeds smoothly and the Void Sent feast on my proffered mana, then she should soon manifest in her demonic form. Once Mormo is fully present within this realm, that is when you unleash the seething power of the Abyss. Though after lecturing for so long on how thaumaturge should avoid such threats, I yet hold doubts as to whether such a direct conflict is the correct path. Strife, in your experience, what do you consider to be a thaumaturge's greatest strength? Overwhelming destructive might. Yes, there are none who can match our propensity for fiery ruin. We need not run from danger, but rather employ our unrivaled powers to incinerate all that seek to do us harm. I am decided. My fate awaits me. I have faith that no matter what becomes of me, you shall succeed in destroying Mormo, ending her threat to this realm. Enough, Mormo. How well, isn't it the eldest of the cowardly thaumaturge brothers? I thought you'd be busy whimpering under your bed, wishing that I'd just disappear. I've come to offer you a deal. I know you seek the etheric energy needed to substantiate your true form, but how much do you intend to waste feeding on these lesser mages? Compared to these stripling sorcerers and their trembling arcane flames, my power is as a blazing sun. Would you not prefer to take what I can give you? Drain my strength and assume your rightful appearance. I am sure you think me a coward, but that is of no consequence. I only wish Kokobushi returned to us unharmed. You are wise to acquiesce, mage. At long last, my true body, my true power, is mine once more. I believe a stretching of the old arcane muscles is in order. Oh, no you don't, Void Scent. We won't let you leave here alive. They're all cowered behind me. So you risk your lives in a valiant rescue attempt? You should not bear what you are not prepared to lose. I shall tear the aether from your very marrow. No. Ow. Bye-bye. We won? We won! Victory is ours! Kokobushi! Kokobuki! Mormo is dead! What? Where am I? Thanks, Thal, you're awake. Kokobuki. Kokobushi has returned to us. Our sibling has yet to stir from his somnolent stupor. Buki? His etheric channels have contracted. They are barely sufficient to sustain the flow of the life force. If we do not increase his capacity for aether soon, his vitality will drain away completely. My mana amplifying potion, its potency is limited, but it might be enough. I see the battle ended, as I expected. You did it, Kokobushi! Your alchemy saved him! And we would have not prevailed without you, Strife. We will bear our brother back to the Orcerary. Pray meet us there that we might properly express our gratitude. Back to Ul'dah. Ul'dah. Thank you, Strife. After seeking refuge in the comforting shadows of the abyss for so long, I lost sight of the blazing glory of which thaumaturgy is capable. The raw power and audacity of your magecraft has freed my brothers and me from our self-imposed cowardice. I thought Thal himself had his fingers at my throat, but this sensation of hard-won supremacy is strangely satisfying. As for you, Kokobushi, you are our brother and our respected colleague. I hope you never underestimate the precious power you wield. Strife, you have exceeded all my expectations. In recognition of your outstanding growth as a thaumaturge, I shall impart to you one of the Guild's most closely guarded techniques. Mana Ward. It is the defensive weaving of energies that blunts the force of any attack made against you. I am sure you can understand why we do not teach the secret to every stray hedge wizard who chooses to join our ranks. Now that you've experienced the deadliest threats and the joy that comes with their obliteration, I am certain you are eager to explore just how deep you might descend into the chasm of thaumaturgy. May your struggles bring wisdom and your wisdom bring courage. I, for one, am looking forward to hearing of your future thaumaturgical endeavors. Alright, I completed Thaumaturge. New game dust. Now we move on to part 2, which is Le Black Mage. Taking the black. Strife, I've been waiting for you, in a way. Please, let me explain. Do you know of the Masaracha pit? It's a prison here in Ul'dah. A prison? In prison, a man will do most anything to keep his mind occupied. Of late, one inmate claims to hear the voice of Ul'dah. No doubt he has lost his mind after serving 100 years of a life sentence. But he knew of you by name, Strife, and maintains the traitor's demand you win the gem of Shintoto and exchange it for his release. A farce, no doubt. I make it for nothing more than a maniacal ravings of a cell-crazed, sweaty-toothed madman. But I fear the only way to be sure is to free him of the pit. The prisoner's name is Kukuruka Tataruka, and as if his story were not proof enough of his lunacy, he also styles himself a Black Mage. But such magic was lost to Eorzea centuries ago. Who does this senile charlatan think he will fool with such rubbish? Nevertheless, he has invoked the name of Ul'dah, and so the Order feels it is unwise to ignore his words. Though I am still no believer, you have come, as he said you would. So let us get to the bottom of this, shall we? It may be that you are an agent of fate, or perhaps you are merely a crooked old man's accomplice. In either case, I ask that you travel to Highbridge in Eastern Thanalan, seek out the Planar Fissure, a rift between this world and the next. Fell whatever beast might lurk there, and water the earth with their blood. According to our jailed murmur, doing so will give rise to the Gem of Shintoto. The gem is no more than a pretty stone oft mentioned in bedtime stories and the tales of fairies. We shall see if it truly exists. I shall await your findings here. Return to me when the deed is done. Hey look, we get to go back to Eastern Thanalan! Emphasis on the frickin', job hunting, extreme job hunting in Ul'dah. So far, we've been to Central, Western, and Eastern Thanalan. A lot. Say goodbye. Thaumaturge, hear me. Put up your weapon, friend. Khazad Khan means you no harm. So you are of the one whom Kukuruka's prophecy speaks. By your hand was the blood of these creatures spilt upon this earthen vein, was it not? Yeah. Then you have earned this gem of Shintoto. Take it. You'll know what to do with it when the time comes. With this, my part is done. Farewell for now. Back to Ul'dah. There's a lot of forward and back again, forward and back again, and forward and back again, one quest forward. Well, you certainly smell as though you've been off spilling blood, but it will take more than a waft of foulness to convince me you are an agent of divine will. I take it yours was an eventful journey? Yep. Here. It is exactly as described in the tales. Could it surely be the gem of Shitoto? It shall be good. I can feel the magic pulsing within it. The tales tell that only souls blessed by the grace of Ul'dah are entrusted with the keeping of the gem. This is beyond mere coincidence. I must investigate further. And you must assist me, Strife. This now involves you as much as any other. Still, I cannot shake my inner skeptic. If Kukuruka somehow made a contract with the outside world or contact, he may be manipulating adventurers such as yourself for ends yet unknown to us. I will call an emergency council of the order. Please, wait here. That will not be necessary. Kukuruka? What are you doing here? How have you escaped the pit? Watch your tongue, you insolent fool. Master has passed a century in meditation communing with Ul'dah. You will address him with the proper respect. The jailers of the Marasaja pit are very different from the heretics of your order. Suffice it to say, they had wisdom enough to listen. Must I remind you again? The will I speak is that of Ul'dah himself. The true criminal is he who ignores the words of a god. Beware, Kukuruka. The 12 seldom spare those who claim their voice. This murmurous farce will bring disaster to us all. The cause of the disaster to come will be no words of mine, of that be sure. Ul'dah spoke unto me. By his own declaration, the seal of the Void Gate will be broken. Once thrown open, it can be closed once more by none but he who bears the gem of Shitoto. I speak of you, Strife Eclipse. The gem you hold is the mark of the Mage of the Black. With it in hand, you must now set forth to gather the keys needed to seal the Void Gate. Wait, you can't... you don't have the right to... I can't just let this happen. Silence, you hollow-pated prig! Those who do not listen shall not be heard. You take for yourself the title of Thaumaturge, and so I will not suffer you to claim ignorance. You know as well as any of the existence of another world rife with shadow and monstrosity, the Void. As the power of the Void waxes, the barrier between it and our own world wanes. Eventually, that barrier will falter, and the Void Gates will open. Once it has, only the black magic of Eld can reseal it. This is sacrilege! As one who now commands the forces of destruction, I bid you go forth, Black Mage. The gem of Shitoto is our sigil. The mark of the Magi devoted to the true dark art. In it, you already possess the first key required to see the Void Gate sealed. You have taken the black, but time is needed before the black takes you, before it permeates mind and body, and colors every fiber of your being dark as pitch. Visit Milvaneth's Sacrarium, and there hear the words of Lalai. Do not fear the power to destroy. Master it, and with it destroy that which would destroy you. I love the fact it's like right in between two of them. Master is mediating in his chambers, for Ul'dah always speaks and Master must listen. He has entrusted me with guiding you on your path, but you must walk alone. Come again when the black has grown stronger within you. Black Mage unlocked! The Shen Totem imbues you with dark knowledge. And Aether, whatever that was. Aether manipulation or something like that. What did I get for 30? Mana front. You'll never go back. I sense the black magic within you has grown stronger, Strife. You have earned the right of my audience. I am pleased to see that you do not fear your newfound powers, but then your adventurers were never one to embrace the new. You are now ready to set forth on your journey, to find the keys required to seal the Void Gate. Hear me well, for mine are Master's own words, and his those of Ul'dah himself. The next key requires the blood of sacrifice. Travel to the Sengoli Desert in southern Thanalan, slay what fiends emerge from the planar fissure there, and slake the land's thirst with their lifeblood. Once drunk, its essence shall be borne away upon the ethereal veins of the earth, and then serve to notify our friends in the wastelands that the time has come. Complete the task before you, and the Black Mage's testimony you carry will shine full with a new light. Light to envelop and absorb evil. Light to show you destruction and guide you to righteousness. This light is the key. Take it into you, where it will forever burn bright. That is all. Do you understand and accept what you must do? I know I get to go to another part of Thanalan finally. And you want me to, like, bloody the ground with the Void Sense and... yeah. You know, pretty Black Mage stuff. It's pretty metal. That's hardcore, bruh. It's still fucking metal.
I really wish you would stop calling it Black Mage. It's a mage of color.
And now back to Ul'dah. I love they always start kind of like short and simple, and then get like more egregious from there a little bit. It is done then, but the blackness you have awoken has yet to settle within you. Time is needed, Strife. Pray, be patient. Continue to practice your mastery of the arcane and come to me once more, when the dark art is as much you as you it. And back in the day, completing the 35 quest line for Black Mage got you Blizzard 3. Strife, I see in your eyes the look of a man prepared to take on the daunting responsibilities of the Black Mage. There are few who know of our existence, even among those versed in the ways of magic. You will not even find mention of us in all but the most esoteric of texts. Yet the secrets of our dark art lie encrypted here, within the forbidden library of this sacrarium. Master himself deciphered and read the text some 100 years past. It is said the first of our kind were the favorite of Ul'dah, and it was he who entrusted them with the duty of sealing the Void Gate. But as you well know, the power of black magic lies in its great potential for destruction. The slightest errancy in its use may give rise to the most tragic of disasters. Of the disappearance of the Black Mages from Eorzea, Master says only, we must not repeat the errors of the past. Strife, Master has made known to me what it is you must next do. Listen to his words now with all your being. The land has drunk deep of the blood you spilled, and by this act 3 souls of 3 races to Thonolin have come. The fires of our order once burned black and full, yet long ago they were left to wane and very nearly die. These 3 souls are the keepers of the embers that remain, of all that we now are. In the hands of one who will usher our return, the gem of Shatoto, testimony of our creed, will shine with new light, and by that light the 3 keepers will be made your allies. An Ul'dah by the name of Kazakhan awaits at Burgundy Falls in eastern Thonolin. Go to him. That is all. Dwell not on the fact that the Ul'dah are the sworn enemies of Ul'dah. It is not your place to question Master's will, for it is the will of Ul'dah himself. Go forth, Black Mage, and see the Void Gate sealed. Alright, folks, guess where we're going? Back to Eastern Thonolin! To the Burgundy Falls. Alright, Kazakhan. Welcome, Jur, chosen of Kukuruka and bearer of the gem of Shatoto. By the gem's power do our paths cross once more. At last the time spoken of in the prophecy has come, and yet I know nothing of he who would guide us. Come, tell me your name. Name Strife Eclipse. How can I help you? Strife Eclipse. I am Kazakhan, a sorcerer of the Ul'dah, as were my forebears. I am the 4th of my line to walk this path which brings me now to this land. As you well know, my kind bear the scorn of the Ul'dah. It is for that reason that I must remain here, far from the city walls. Great power this one has, but enough is it? Squawk. Kazakh-chan is terrifying to behold. Yes, but he is both wise and kind. Good, warm, kind. These are my brethren in the black. And now they are yours as well. Before you stand the Ixal Malak and the 269th Order Mendicant of Cobalt, Daza. You have fed the ethereal currents with the blood of fiends, that the gem of Shatoto radiates as it does in your presence is proof of your deeds, and a sign of what must yet be done. It falls to me to bear witness to your awakening, and to pass on to you the knowledge entrusted to me. Know that you must face death before your purpose can be filled. It is to the Silent King in Western Thanalan that you must next journey. There too lies a planar fissure, and there too must you slake the land's thirst with the blood of the fiends who surge forth from it. Fear not, each of us shall journey to the Silent King, and there convene once more. Seek out first the Ixal Malak, for your path is destined to first cross with his. When the deed before you is done, the gem of Shatoto shall shine with new brilliance. Okay, so where am I going? Western Thanalan. To close planar fissure, strong black magic you need. You closed and come to Dozal Malak once more. Well, I'm pretty sure I've got that taken care of. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Kazakh Khan spoke true. Black is strong in Strife. You go now. Go see Daza. And where is he? Here lies the planar fissure. Rift, tear, fissure. Use the power within you to seal it. Ah, it's over here. Maybe that was a little overkill, but if you believe everything Rain says, there's no kill like overkill. It is Kazakh-chan foretold. You are chosen, Strife. You must return to him now. Yes, return and tell Kazakh-chan the deed is done. Ended. Over. Done. You have done well, Strife, as I knew you would. Come, it is time now to return to Burgundy Falls. Aw, you're not gonna take me with you? Save me some gil? Or an 8th grade ticket? So rude. It's gonna fucking turn into a 6-hour stream. I'm 2 hours in and I haven't even finished Black Mage yet. Strife Eclipse of the Black, you return to me victorious. The gem of Shatoto burns bright. You are indeed the heir to a dark and ancient power, as Kukuruka foretold. I am reminded of a prophecy my great-grandfather uttered long ago. When 4 magi meet in a barren land, black powers of eld woven by their hand shall see the fate of wickedness made stark, and the path to light shall be lit by dark. The black powers of eld require no explanation, and know that the wickedness refers to the evil birthed by the void. That the seal holding the void gate shut will falter and fail is beyond doubt, yet your deeds speak of determination and ability, and in them I spy hope. I have learned all of you that I must. I bestow upon you the knowledge kept by my line, here and now. I speak an oath to discard old grudges. By our power combined, the void gate will be sealed anew. You have brought this old Amalja much happiness. Few believe the words of my great-grandfather. He was mocked and ridiculed and worse, ignored. Yet your coming has fulfilled the prophecy he spoke. Strife, the dark magic coursing through you shares a deep bond with the void gate. Should that portal be cast open, you will come to great peril. Temper yourself in both mind and body. When you are ready, return to this land and seek me out once more. Then and only then will I speak to you of your next task. Freeze? We learned freeze, guys. We're so awesome. Strife, it is well you are here. My colleagues Dozo, Melok, and Daza would have words with you. Wait here while I fetch them. To close Void Gate, strong black magic you need. Ready for a test, are you? Yes, I'm ready. Very good. Well, you have sharp sense like Dozal. Noticed, have you? Your aura. Strangeness it has. Now, the Void Gate. Gloom it makes. Like black breath, gloom drawn to black magic, drawn to you. Like moth to flame, black magic. It seeks to corrupt and make its own. Losing strength, seal is. Black magic and Void Gate are shared bond. Very deep. But must not leave be too long, else other side maybe take you. No fear yet. Still weak gloom is. Time you have, strong strife, find next key. Teach you Dozal will, what must do. Many black mages there were long ago, one more powerful than rest. Very powerful, epic even, epic black magic. Black magic too powerful, too dangerous. Wrong hands must not have. Know this he did. Ciphered spells, hid secrets, dark way past a few, very few. Teaching, writing spread over realm, lost to time they were, forgotten. One carved in stone, stone of mossy pillar, pillar in south shroud. Chosen Strife is chosen. Unleash power of this black magic ye can. Key, it is, key to end of gloom. Knowledge of my line this is, passed to Dozal from mother of mother, from mother of mother of mother. 4 hatchings past, strong mage she was. Epic even, epic mage. Great love for dark art, more than anything. Joined with lizardmen to learn all. Named betrayer she chose. Chased from village. Her words, Dozal keeps, teach to strong Strife now. 4 magi meet in barren land. Old black powers have they in hand. Fate of all wicked be made stark. Path to light, then lit by squawk. That her squawk. Not Dozal squawk. Should be dark, Dozal thinks. Good words, deep words. Bring Dozal here, they did. To pass on. Not Dozal alone. Others come too, other mages. Birdman, lizardman. No matter. I'll wait for strong Strife. Strong mind you have, and heart. Help you, Dozal will. Go to Gridania you must, to Earth's gift. Near pillar lurking beasts there are. Slay them you must. No need fear, beast. Strong Strife is strong. Da-za. I too am here to lend my help, and aid. Wood danger for Dozal, for Ixal, whalers wait. Wait with sharp spears. Go in place of Dozal, Daza will. Decided it is. Go now, you will. Yoda? Why do I feel like I just had, like, read this, like, rough draft of the script for Yoda? I hope I'm not the only one that feels that way. Like, if you actually paid attention to the dialogue there was so much Yoda going on there. A stone pillar covered in moss rises here. The gem of Shitoto shines bright, revealing an inscription in the stone. As you approach it, you hear a voice ring out. By the gem thou bearest shall the great and dark power of El be bestowed upon thee. But those who seek this power must first prove their worth. Behold, the gloom that will be thine undoing cometh. Stay the glooms encroach by thy hand, only then shall the umbral wisdom of the ages be gifted unto thee. Sure, I like a challenge. Lots. That voice speaketh true. Look, the gloom gathers, Strife. I sense there are fiends of evil about, nearby, close, about. Stone skin.
Duty complete.
The mossy pillar imbues you with ancient knowledge. We fought. Well fought. The gloom is scattered. Scattered is the gloom. Let us return to Burgundy Falls. Yes, yes. Dozal Malak awaits us. You, me, us. Back to Eastern Thanalan I go. Bar. That was the 45 quest, so should. Gone from you, Gloom is. Worry for nothing, Dozal did. Now go see Kazakh Khan. You must. Awaiting you, he is. I'm telling you, you are like FF14 Yoda. The gods are good to return you unharmed. The gloom which threatened to taint this world does so no more, and I sense the darkness within you is reborn with a new power. Wield it well, Strife of the Black, and make of it a tool for our ends. Do that, and as the prophecy speaks, the way to the light shall be lit by the dark before you. $45 unlocked. What was it, Flare? No, Thunder 3. Strife of the Black, our brother Daza has words for you. Pray wait a moment for him to arrive. You have reclaimed the key from the depths of the shroud, wood, forest, shroud. Yes, you have done well, very, very well. You are truly the Black Mage foretold by legend, oracle, prophecy, legend. It was such a legend of my people that brought me to this, Thanalan. Such is what legends do. When four Magi meet in barren land, black powers of eld woven by their hands shall see the fate of wickedness made stark, and the path to light shall be lit by dark. Black, shadow, dark. You have heard these words before, yes, yes. Here I found Kazakh Khan and Dozal Malak. The words that brought us to Thanalan are the same, equal, identical, same. It was 100 years ago that a kobold first deciphered the legend, decrypted, decoded, deciphered. The great mage who did it was my own ancestor, First Order Patriarch Dagu. Yes, yes, my very own. But he broke kobold law. The first patriarch must never leave Ogomoro. No, no, never. But he did. He set out from Lenosha to pursue this legend. And for that he was named traitor, betrayer, turncloak, traitor. None were drawn to the words of Dagu. No, no, not a single kobold soul. They ignored his words, but when first I heard them, I felt strange, peculiar, odd, strange. I felt I must do something. I could not simply be idle. I, too, left Lenosha, just as Dagu before me. Yes, and I have come here to Thanalan. Now I see the legend is real. Yes, the words kept by Kazakh Khan, Dozal Malak, and myself are true. You have appeared. That is no coincidence. No, no, none at all. I am kobold. Yes, yes, I am. And we kobolds are good at finding things, treasures, trinkets, things. I will help you where I can. Dagu left behind many things when he left. Yes, many, many things. I was given stone tablets. The others in my family thought it rubbish. Dross, refuse, rubbish. Its surface has many scratches, you see. Yes, many, many. But I sense in it a great power. Here it may give some your gem. The light is illuminating the tablet. The scratches are glowing. Mighty Titan, those are not scratches. No, no, not scratches at all. They are carvings, words. Know thee, brave keeper of Chateau's light, as these very words wax plain to thy sight. The seal what was cast doth shudder and sigh, At the void gate's dread sundering draws nigh. To ward against the creeping of the gloom, thou needest great guard to stay any doom. To this sacred where thy thoughts must now tend, unto thy black command darkness shall bend. This tablet was more important than I ever imagined. Yes, much more. It seems to say one who would close the void gate must first find the sacred armor, garb. And the names of places are written here as well. Yes, these 4 places I know. You would do well to set out and gather the first 3 relics. Legend speaks of this. It holds that an offering of blood must be given to the planar fissures, the blood of those who have lived 3 steeped in the black. Only then can the relics be born. Here, take with you an offering of my blood. Need Dozal's blood too, you do. Take quick, before change mine. And here's mine. Mine. I would entrust it to no other. But be warned, one does not simply walk into these places. There are great dangers waiting. Do be careful. Yes, very, very careful. Alright, so Ul'dah, Locktail Fishing Grounds, Unreckoned Canyon. Well, we're already in Ul'dah or Thanalan, so let's start there. And then Mushroom. I may have to, because this is gonna take too long. So here's what I'll do. I'm basically gonna do 1 a day. Try and do 1 a day for a little bit. I still have, because otherwise I'm gonna be at this all night. I'm 2 hours, 35 minutes in, and I haven't even finished up the Black Mage yet. And then to do all this again, yeah, it's a little rough. At least the ARR ones are, so I haven't really taken a break. I don't know. I may just do 1 a day, maybe just do more. I don't know, we'll see. My mind's overlapping with, well, yeah, I don't want it to take forever. I want to be able to do other stuff. Alright, we'll see. Oh, like literally right there underneath the fate. Alright, back to Eastern Thanalan. If I remember correctly, there's still like, there's one other piece I gotta go find. It's like, gave head, gloves, boots, pants. Chest piece was saved until you completed the 50 lines. I have awaited your return, Strife. I have learned where it is the fourth relic of our forebears rest, the land known as Thal's Respite. There too lies a planar fissure into which the blood of the fiends it births must be poured. Like, I do like revisiting all this stuff, but like the early game stuff, it just takes forever. I guess to add on with the slog. Is that destructive enough for you? The first four relics are now in your keeping, yet the final piece remains, and our efforts to learn where it rests have been to no avail. The dark, which empowers, at times obscures, such is its nature. Dazar claims his tablet names the solace of the gods as the location we seek, but none among us have ever heard tell of such a name. When a power worthy of Relic's claim takes root in one of the righteous end in name, the solace of the gods will be made known, and the last seed of Black Mage will be sown. Daza insists his reading is correct, and both Dozal, Melloc, and I trust in his ability. We will endeavor to decode these words, that you might see your quest to its end. The day of the void's opening shall come. Until then, Strife, I ask only that you continue to walk the path of the Black. You have gathered the first four artifacts, Strife. That is no small feat. Yet I fear little time remains. If the tablet of Dazal's great ancestor is to be believed, there is yet one more. Attempting to seal the Void Gate before you have found them all would be the height of folly. Our search for the solace of the gods continues. I have gone through all of the records left by my great-grandfather, yet have discovered little. The only seemingly relevant passage I found was his last. He put it into paper some 100 years ago, just before bidding farewell to his home. The true power of destruction will be awoken in the most sacred of places. The power of destruction is black magic, of course, but as to what it meant by this awakening, I fear I'm at a loss. You believe that Dozal's and Dozal Meloc's ancestors might know more. To be sure, they were witness to the same events, and it is true that they too left their homes 100 years ago and were damned for traitors. It could be mere coincidence, but no, I don't think that's likely. I fear this foreshadows our doom. Should you find aught else, I beseech you to tell me at once. I will also continue to search for answers. The tablet seems to suggest that the way to the solace of the gods and the final relic will be made known in time, yet we can scarce afford to wait idly by. Both Dozal, Melloc, and Daza understand this urgency and have already returned to their respective homelands to delve into the matter. And now to your next task. You must return to he who first bound our four fates together, the prophet Kukuruka. Perhaps his words can guide us once more. Back to Ul'dah. Please, you must help me. Kukuruka has disappeared. The man is no messenger of Ul'dah. He is a miscreant and a charlatan, one guilty of the most heinous of crimes. None had seen him for days. I became worried and entered his chambers to see that he was, well, though he prohibited me from doing so. Within I found only evidence of his deception. The records he had hidden were damning. I now know why he was condemned as the greatest criminal of his day. 100 years past, he conspired with a Magi from the Beast tribes to summon a creature known as Barbados, a monstrosity that was meant to destroy all of Eorzea. Their plot was discovered by the order of Ul'dah, and the Void Gate was sealed before Barbados could emerge. Kukuruka was cast in the Marasagi pit for his crime, where he was to rot until his last breath. The Order was loath to let word of the spread, fearing others might someday seek to succeed where Kukuruka failed, and so they left no record of the plot, save a few inscrutable documents, parchments intelligible only to those whom the secret was known. These were the last words I found among the scribbles. 4 is the answer. 4 spells of black, 4 artifacts of Eld, the blood of 4 races. By 4 alone shall the true power of destruction be awoken from the Void Gate. Strife, black magic is not the key to sealing the Void Gate, it is the key to opening it. Kukuruka used us to revive this dark art and now means to finish what he began a century ago. Enjoy the rest of your stream if I don't get back in time for it then. Alright, take care, Zoe. Have fun with D&D. What fools we were to believe his lies. Please, Strife, you must stop him before it's too late. Hurry to Nald's reflection in the southern Thonolin. To southern Thonolin. Of course you wouldn't let me fly over that. Why would you? Proceed. Yes, I do remember this one. Learn how to dodge, folks.
And boom.
You deceived us all, you have. Pay you will. You are one of the Hetal Malak's get, are you not? Mother of mother of mother, her name you know. And you, Amalja, yes, you are the line of Kazib Khan, I can see it. And Kobold, through your veins courses the blood of Dagu, does it not? And last but not least, the Black Mage Strife. Splendidly done. Few could have vanquished Barbados as you have. No doubt you are all eager to hear what truly transpired 100 years ago. Being a kindly soul, I shall tell you. I was an ambitious mage in my youth, insatiable in my thirst for knowledge of the arcane. In the course of my studies, I discovered ancient writings which told of a black magic, a magic capable of destroying as only the gods can. It was innocent at first, until it wasn't. But then questions began to arise in my mind that demanded answers. Where had all the black mages of old gone? Why had the existence of the art been hidden? And so I probed, endlessly, tirelessly. The more I uncovered, the more it drew me in. There was such power to be had. I was not merely ambitious, I was also vainglorious. I desired recognition, deference. By accomplishing that which no other could, I sought to make my legacy an eternal one. Yet the pursuit of black magic was trying. I would pass days, weeks, months at a time, unsure of how to proceed. When little progress did come, came but slowly. It was then that I met your ancestors. The gem of Shintoto, the power to sense magic, the relics, all of these things I owe to them. With their vast knowledge, the slow crawl of my studies turned to leaps and bounds. I dare say your ancestors sought the same recognition as I. Kazib Khan, ridiculed by the Amalja for his ingenious analysis of worldly phenomena, Hatali Malak, named a pariah for not sharing in the small-minded prejudices of the Ixal, Dagu, a victim of his kind's idiocy, bound never to leave the land of the kobolds. We toiled together, learning what we could, and learned we did. Much and more. Imagining we had gleaned all that was to be known, we prepared to hold a dark rite, one we believed would restore black magic to its fullest expression. I do not know what came over me. Blinded by my own lust for power, I altered one of the incantations. It was arrogant, foolish. Our command over the ancient powers we summoned was lost. I watched as the chaotic aether washed over my friends, ripping them apart, only to fuse them together into an abomination. No, you couldn't mean that thing we just saw. Yes, when I saw what my hubris had created, I mustered all my strength to see Barbados sealed behind the Void Gate. Sealed, yet not defeated. Yet I felt myself corrupted by the aether and was unsure whether I could hold my powers in check. Fearful, I returned to Ul'dah, where I manipulated the minds of a few thaumaturges of the Order into believing I had committed some terrible crime. Only with me, confined to the depths of the Marasarja pit, could the realm be safe. And there I remained, waiting for the coming of one with the power to purify the aether of those three friends with whom I once shared a dream. I do not expect your forgiveness, but I am truly sorry. No words Dozal has. Squawk. Only squawk. I am not long for this world. Here, take this relic while I still have the strength enough to offer it. The fifth artifact. Yes, the fifth. Welcome to the solace of the gods. Perhaps you know it better as Nald's reflection, as most do. Truly remarkable, Strife. You have succeeded where many great mages have failed. Mastered what we sought to master. I can now rest, knowing that this power is safe with you. It is for you to set the hatreds of the past aright. My time to join Thal has come. May he greet me as a friend. Century-old plan this was, fulfilled his purpose. Kukuruka did. Mother of mother, forgiven Kukuruka she has. Think so, Dozal does. Finished, the story is. Had much fun, Dozal did. Like mother of mother, grand fun she had too, Dozal hopes. Farewell, Strife. We meet again someday, Dozal hopes. And it is over. Finished. Ended. Over. We did all we could, and the souls of the Kukuruka and others have been saved. The legends carried by my forebears have had their final chapter written this day. I confess, there is a sadness in that. I am proud to call you friend, Strife. Brother, friend. Now and always, no matter how divergent our paths from here. Yes, you are true mage of the Black now. Pray grace we kobolds in Lenosha with your presence someday. To think Kukuruka carried that anguish 100 long years. His crime was born of the hubris of youth, yet his atonement came from the wisdom of old age. His soul has found peace, and it is not our place to linger and disturb it. Come, let us return to Burgundy Falls. Oh, joy! Back to Eastern Donnellan! Things have come to an end, it would seem, both the threads which bound us all and this tragic tapestry they wove. Most mysterious things these lives we lead. Do you recall when the words of so many legends and prophecies first brought you to me? It was here, at these same Burgundy Falls. We have spoken much here since then, yet I never imagined this day would come. I stand before you now with no regrets. I am grateful to the gods for letting our paths cross. Dozal Malak, Daza, and you, Strife Eclipse. I count you all as my brethren in black. Together we have seen the souls of our ancestors given peace, and I, too, now feel a happiness I have never known. You have become a true Black Mage, my friend, and more than that, a true friend, Black Mage. Let the dark art we share be a symbol of our bond, and that undying in shadow or light, by day or night. So yeah, it took about 3 hours to do. And that was when we learned Flare. And that concludes the ARR Black Mage questline. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. Just because these tend to take a little while, I'm thinking like maybe episodically may be the best way to go. Plus, even with my new internet connection, I have a proven history of having disconnects during longer streams. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end stream, take just a quick break, maybe get something to eat, and then I'm going to do another stream, and I'm going to do this by job. This way I can kind of control the prog of it. I feel that's kind of the best way to go for this. So, alright, so depending on when anybody watches this, when it gets to YouTube or whatever, know that another video is coming, but this one is just the Black Mage. I'm going to rename this. Oh. Extreme Job Hunting. Successfully updated. Okay. So yeah, so I'm going to take a quick break, use the restroom, maybe try and get something to eat, and then I'm going to do a separate stream. I'm actually going to actually number the episodes, so this list is going to get a lot longer. And I'm going to try and do Pugilist next. And then maybe I'll just do one a day, since they do seem to take a bit of time. So, tomorrow I'll wrap up the Ul'dah section by doing Paladin. And then we'll start probably Bredanian next from there. But alright, stay tuned for the next part, which will be coming up here in probably 15-20 minutes.